else that you are going to love. And this we have seen before. You loved it so much, we brought it back. It is the Cuttlebug. It is a 12-piece embossing folders, and it's for the guys, right?
Yeah. This is one of the few kits.
Have some love.
These are embossing folders that emboss paper and designs that are decidedly masculine. We do a lot of feminine things, and so just to give it a look at like this. This is the alligator crocodile pattern that you're going to be able to emboss into paper. It has a companion border that is not that same paper. It's actually, it says the world's best dad. This is something that you'll use on a regular basis when you're crafting for the men in your life. We have, you know, more masculine patterns where this is a herringbone and then the border is a star. Just really, there are 12 in total.
Herringbone.
This is a plaid, and this is a really interesting way to emboss because it doesn't tear the paper, but a design like this normally would. The border is actually a necktie design. I'll show you a project with that. Then we have a graffiti, a dad in multiple alphabets, as well as a companion border in that same pattern. There are 6 5x7 patterns and 6 1x7 borders. This is all rope design, the 3-dimensional rope. And then we have this amazing sort of Celtic knot design with a matching border. So they turn ordinary paper into extraordinary texture and relief.
And by the way, the Cuttlebug is available if you want it. We have the item number we're going to put up at the bottom of the screen. But the 3 flex payment only good for today. And you know, 100 of you pre-ordered this before we even showed it. This is just one of those great ideas. Let's continue to show how this is working.
Because what I just did, I actually put a plain piece of paper, sort of metallic piece of paper in the folder. And what's really important is that it was plain when I started. It goes inside the folder, in between the 2 B plates, on top of the A plate for the Cuttlebug, and it's going to emboss perfectly every single time. And one thing about the folders that's really interesting is they're open at the top, so that you can actually continuously feed paper, and a lot of our patterns are the same repeat end on end, so you could actually do really long strips of embossed paper should you like, or ribbon. You can emboss ribbon, which is very fun and easy. Okay, so if you're making a project with these folders, what are you gonna make? You're going to make a card for dad, right out of the gate, because you wanna make something that, let's say, that is really special and, you know, it has a really great color palette. Here we've sanded the top of it with a little block, like an emery board. We've taken the design and just sanded off the top. And here we've taken the border folder.
Ridiculously cute.
Isn't that cute? This is the border. Some of the times the borders get the, you know, a bad rap is like, oh, I'm not going to use those. This one was designed to make all kinds of neckties. They're really cute.
That is really cute.
Who in your life do you need to make a card for like this? I know I should be making a few right now. my dad deserves a little sentiment from me. He loves hearing from me, and you can combine this with all kinds of amazing things like art. We have lots of die cuts for him and papers, and you see how they combine really easily.
I mean, really? Have you ever seen a card like this in the stores? Because, you know, the whole dad's area in the stores is like 10 cards, right? That's it. They don't even bother, right? They just don't even bother. You're going to be able to personalize it, and that's what makes it so special. I mean, Anna, being able to really relate to somebody that you care about, with, if it's fly fishing, you know, you can show that. Whatever it might be that is personal to them, you can now do that. And then you add the pictures, because I think when you add a picture, everything changes. They're never going to get rid of that card. They're going to keep that card forever.
One of the things about embossing, I love the texture that it gives, especially these kinds of patterns. And if you're scrapbooking, you know, you're getting a good background. You know, you can make a little patchwork with these really easily. Scrapbooking, and look at that. This is the alligator done in 4 different panels.
I might buy it just for that, because I happen to love that alligator too, don't you?
Right, as a crocodile pattern. Looks really great, and looks like, you know, something that is vintage, and all we've done is ink the folder to create the brown design on the paper. Same thing here. We've used the necktie border, created an entire shirt with the plaid, see right here, the plaid folder with the necktie on top. So it's just all about getting that extra little creativity in with your embossing. I know people take our folders and they create entire libraries of embossing, and the For Him folders are the only set that we make just for men.
Just for men, and it's the only time that it has been shown all day, so you are getting first dibs on it. We're very busy with this, guys. If you can use express ordering to get through, that would be the perfect way to do this. But this is for the guys. This is truly something that you're going to be able to personalize, and it will be so memorable. But I've never seen designs like this. I mean, the neckties, those are so cute, but I've got to tell you, some of these textures,
they're great.
I like them for
I
me
like
too.
the rope. You know, this is a really
like
great little texture. You know, my very first time that I ever embossed one of our designs, I'll never forget that it was such an aha moment to go from something that was completely plain to something that was so extravagant in just the turn of the handle of the machine that I was hooked. And I include embossing on almost everything I do now. I mean,
well, it just doesn't seem, you know, special unless you do, right?
One of the things that
this is nice.
I've
or
found,
it could be embossed.
The Cricut Explorer Air, I can make all kinds of amazing cuts and then run them through my Cuttlebug.
I mean, look at that.
And so we're just like going from one thing to, you know, one great thing to the next.
That is fantastic. You are going to love this set, and absolutely you're going to get 12 pieces, okay? A full dozen embossing folders for him that you've never seen anything like it. $29.95, 3 flex payments, only good for the hour. So if you're interested in that, it'd be a great time to pick it up, because I think that's the only thing we have on the day for the guys, right?
Yeah.